Welcome to the show, my friends. Today's topic: Enter the Gungeon. The song you're currently hearing is a new one by myself. It's called Mysterious Intruder. It's sort of a working title because I don't really have an exact name for it, but I like it. It sounds kind of like in like movies or video games when there's some sort of evil villain dude nearby, and it's in sort of like a mystery game sort of thing. It just gave me the vibe of being like some sort of mysterious entity trying to kill you in a mystery game or something. Oh shit. That wasn't even my kill. That's one of the hunting missions I was trying to do. Trying to finish in this game. So, Enter the Gungeon. Let's talk about it. It's like one of my favorite roguelike games that has come out recently. It came out about a year or so ago, and I have just loved it since I got it. It's like, the concept of it is kind of interesting. Like, the story goes that you're trying to get through this dungeon to the very end to get some specific special gun that'll turn back time so you can fix your character's mistakes. And like the idea of everything, like all the enemies and basically every item in the game being based around bullets and guns. It's just kinda, it's just so silly. They even have a level specifically called Bullet Hell, which I'm kinda salty about because I was gonna make a roguelike Bullet Hell game that had a level called Bullet Hell, and now Bullet Hell in this game comes along, and if I do that, it might seem like I'm ripping off of Enter the Gungeon, but it's just such a funny idea. I like the sort of literal kind of humor, like when you like kind of like when in TV shows they say the name of whatever it is, or like in movies or video games. It's just so hilarious. Anyway, more on Enter the Gungeon. Some other reasons it's one of my favorite games to date is because it's just got a lot of it's got a lot of replayability, which is common for roguelikes, but it really just kind of captivates you, and it's definitely a challenge. Like, you won't be getting through this game so easily. It's not your this isn't your mother's Binding of Isaac. This is Enter the Gungeon. And while it's not like devastatingly hard like Cuphead, or, well, Cuphead isn't hard, it's not devastatingly challenging, it's not brutal like Cuphead or Dark Souls, it's still got a bit of challenge, and also I just kind of suck at roguelikes, so they're my favorite genre of video game, yet I'm the worst at them. Because, like, in certain situations with all the bullets coming at you, it's just hard to keep track of everything. That's just simple overstimulation of the player. Make them focus on too much at once. You want to get them sometimes. Otherwise, the game is too easy. It's not challenging enough. another interesting thing about Enter the Gungeon is the sort of design around movement in this game. So like you go really slowly. Like you see this, I move so slowly. You can dodge roll, but like that only does so much. But there are these warp markers in some of the rooms that you can just teleport to. So it's very much, what's the word I'm looking for? It's very much incentivized that you use the teleport feature. And it's a nice little thing to have there, and it's very rare that it should feel necessary to use fast travel in a game unless it was something like an open world game like Skyrim or Fallout or something like that, because you want... Sorry, I'm kind of focused on beating this guy. With roguelikes, you want to sort of force the player into checking back room after room, making sure they go through every bit of... Make sure they check all their corners, because you never know what secrets you could be hiding. Well, the player would never know what secrets you could be hiding right under their noses unless you force them to be meticulous. But the thing about this edition of warp travel is it also kind of keeps up that pace of you want to go fast, you want to kill the enemies on the floor quickly so that you don't lose too much health, you don't waste a lot of time, but at the same time it keeps you moving slow through the rooms so that when you do want to check for anything, you have to be absolutely meticulous and just slow, and it makes you pay attention. One other note of this game that I absolutely love, it's not so much to do with the game, but the publishing company, Devolver Digital, they've produced a bunch of really great roguelike games. Like, I love a lot of the things they've produced that they've published. Like, they published Hotline Miami. They published Downwell, which is another... That one's a little bit more of a niche game. But I think it's also by Dodge Roll, which is the company that made this game. Which they actually hint to one of the enemies from Downwell in this game. If you saw those red slime things earlier, they're actually directly from Downwell. They're not indigenous to this game. So just neat little Easter eggs like that are also super fun to have in video games. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Okay. This is not going too well. I think out of all the enemies in this game, my least favorite are these guys, the Gungerers, because they choose a random set of shapes to make like bullets form in. So they have like a cross, they have a circle, they have a square, and they have a triangle. I also hate these guys a lot, but I'll get to why I hate these guys in a bit. With the Gunjurers, even though you know after like running into them once, you'll know what shapes they can make. They choose them randomly, and even with dodge rolling at like the best times, you'll still end up getting hit. So it's like better to try and run away from them, the shots they send out, but that's still like incredibly hard. So it's just like you can't win with the Gunjurers. And with those weird, I'll check the name of them here real quick. With these guys, the Lead Maidens, what I hate about them is that they have that sort of stompy run around thing, and then during that stompy twirl around period, they're completely invincible, and then the only time you can get shots off on them and damage them is when they open up the doors of the Iron Maiden. But then when they do that, they also fire off their shots, which are like 3 waves of these triangle shots, which go out and stick to the walls, and then they end up coming and centering on you wherever you are when they start to center, and then they just fly towards you. And because they're all at little bits of, like, the waves are slightly rotated, offset from each other, that makes it so you have to, like, keep dodging, and you'll probably also end up getting shot, which is just annoying and a waste of health. Oh, shit. Alright, good, I got that. That's always random chance. There'll be a fuse on this chest, and it'll like blow up if you don't unlock it in time. Which can be annoying when you don't have keys, but luckily I had no short supply of keys. Something interesting to note about the development of this game. This game was made using Unity, and Unity kind of gets a bad rep for being kind of the beginner's game engine. But it's like, with games like these, you can do so much with Unity, and it really depends on the developer. Probably just gonna go until I die here, which, with my track record, will probably be on the boss, or maybe before that if I'm lucky. Some more ammo there. Alright, so I've talked enough about what I love about this game. I want to shift topics onto the... Oh, shit. That was a close shot. I want to shift topics onto the song you're hearing in the background right now. So this is a recent song I made. Like I said earlier, right now I'm calling it Mysterious Intruder. I may change that up. Not too sure. By now, it's probably looped. Because it's 4.5 minutes long about. And the interesting thing about it, I wrote the main 2 loops of it, the verse and... Whoa. Sorry, I'm getting off track, just kind of focusing on not dying. These guys, I swear. So, I wrote the main 2 loops of the song, the chorus and the verse, while I was like completely dead tired. Like, it had been a couple nights where I hadn't gotten to sleep until like 3 in the morning both nights, and in that time I just kind of threw stuff together just to see what would stick in the morning. And a lot of the time when writing songs at night, it usually ends up that when you hear it again in the morning, you think it sounds really kind of bad. But surprisingly, it came out really well, the 2 parts I had. I had like this custom massive patch doing chords, and I had aptly titled the patch when I made it Ominous Chords, because that's what they sounded like. Kill them real quick with a crossbow. And, what was I saying? The chords I did with a massive patch I called Ominous Chords. And from there, I used, I think, a preset lead from Massive, and a couple bass layers, but then I got rid of a sub-bass layer I had, because mixing was a bit difficult. It was coming out really loud. Excuse me. And let me get some water real quick. The song just kind of gave off this vibe of kind of spooky, scary, but also kind of like as if it was super wary of what was happening. And then, like, the funniest thing happened. I started adding in samples. Like, I had made this intro bit with the ominous chords, I think, or I had made this intro bit, and I was trying to figure out how to fill in this little bit of dead space I had in between the intro and the rest of the song. Oh god. Well, I died. Anyway, I was trying to figure out how to fill in this little, like, space in between the intro and the rest of the song. And I ended up going into the sample library I've been building, and I chose a couple of Ocarina of Time samples, like from Legend of Zelda, and Mario 64 sample, the one where he's like Yahoo, that sort of thing. And I put the Yahoos on like the downbeats. It started with the 2s and the 4s, but then I just stripped them down to just the 2s because it kind of felt overcrowded with the samples. And so from there I took some random Ocarina of Time sample. It sounded like kinda not quite sure how to describe it. I guess kinda like a ghost. I don't know if there are any ghost points in Ocarina of Time, but that's what it was to me. and you hear it at the beginning, after the chord intro is kind of like a woo sort of thing, really low and grumbly. And ooh, chest. That's rare to get. And then at the end of the song, I took, I think this one was from Ocarina of Time. It was an Ocarina sample of, I think, the Song of Time. It was either the Song of Time or the song. Yeah, it was the Song of Time. Like, in Majora's Mask, when you speed up time, the sort of sorry, an alarm was going off. But I took the ending of the Song of Sped Up Time, and then I placed that towards the end and did some pitch modulation stuff to make it kind of sound like TV turning off, like an old TV turning off. Typical sort of EDM drop sort of thing, except that happens at the very end, so that like it kind of signals this is the end of the song. I'm not entirely sure where I was going with this. I think I just wanted to do something to pass the time, so I decided why not make a video. I don't make enough videos that you see. No, I don't make enough videos, and I feel like I should. I mean, I have the YouTube channel set up. It'd kind of be like a waste of time if I didn't make a video every now and again. If you haven't already, if you have money out there, I still have a Patreon. I'm working on a game. I need money so that I can, like, survive. I'm working on a game. I have been for a while now. Right now it's just in the stage of getting the mechanics down. I don't have any art for it just yet. Haven't settled on an art style. I feel like I'm gonna title this video just Random Gibberish with music. Hey, maybe even now I'll, like, I can also use this to, like, test my editing skills. So, like, future Tyler, go and do a zoom out here so that, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. Yeah, this video is just gonna be a compilation of random garbage I'm talking about. I gotta fucking get my work done. Jesus. I have, like, so many assignments I need to finish. I got a programming assignment that I need to finish up, and an English paper, and a whole bunch of stuff. It's like, oh, I'm so glad that next week is the last week of my quarter. Because I need the time to just relax. Alright. Here we go. Molotov. I talked a lot. I just talked a lot about this game, didn't I? Did I mention how I love this game? I never finished the point about the game that I'm working on. I'll probably end up making videos on it at a later date. I'll probably end up making videos on the development at a later date. So, expect that, I guess. Another alarm interrupting me. Yeah, I'll talk about game later on, the game that I'm working on. I can tell you the title now. It's called Optimistic. I'll flash it on screen here. Wizard effects. Tyler, work on your editing skills. Learn it. Whoosh, there it goes, flying off screen. It's called Optimistic, and it's gonna be a roguelike that deals with themes of depression and sort of mental illness as a whole. And I'm probably also gonna have a Tumblr blog for it. I'm working on this for someone. It's someone else's game idea, but I'm working on it for them. It's a pretty well-known guy, but like, I'm not gonna say his name because, like, if he ever found this video, I'd seem like the biggest piece of shit, taken for granted the fact that he's even talking to me in the first place, which trust me, I don't. Chase, if you see this video, I seriously don't take for granted this fact that you have reached out to me to let me make this game for you. I love you, buddy. And also, I don't have to say his name. His name will be in the credits. And his links and whatnot. So, like, that's gonna be saved for a later date. More info on the game will be saved for a later date. I'll start, like, hyping it up, probably. I just gotta get shit done on it. But, that's gonna end it for this video, probably. I hope you enjoyed listening to the song I made a couple times. Maybe only once. I don't know how long I've been recording it for. But until then, see ya on the next episode. God fucking damn it. I'm so bad at making videos. I'm so bad at saying things. Like, it's crazy. I am so fucking bad at saying things. I hate talking to people. Social anxiety is shit.